Toronto's condo market is shifting fast. Prices are dropping. Buyers are walking away from deals. Developers are scrambling. So what does this mean for you? Now, if you already bought pre-construction and you're struggling to close, here's what you need to do. First up, negotiate with a developer. They might offer incentives or financing. Number two, explore financial lending options. Traditional banks aren't the only solution. Then number three, and this is last resort, walk away if necessary, but only if the numbers make sense. Now, if you're a buyer and you're on the sidelines, this could be your chance to buy at a discount, and here's how. First, you can look for assignment sales. Those are selling quite often quite below market value. Next up, look at resale condos. Resale condos are cheaper and have always generally been cheaper than pre-construction. And lastly, developers are throwing wild incentives at buyers right now. So, this sounds like a buyer's market, right? Well, it really depends. This market is not for amateurs. If you don't know how to play this right, you can still get burned. So today, I'll break down how we got here, what's happening next, and what you need to do. So let's get into it. This is one of the worst pre-construction condo markets we've had in decades, and let's look at some key stats. Pre-construction condo sales are down 64% from last year. Prices have also dropped 15% in the last quarter alone. And there's over 24,000 unsold units, a 50% increase over the 10-year average. Now, the Toronto condo market traditionally has always been a developer's dream. In the past, investors lined up to buy units years before they were built. Prices, when you bought pre-construction, generally always went up, so flipping was easy once the building was completed. Banks, they generally approved mortgages with very few issues, but that was all until now. Now, developers are having a tough time selling. Investors are stuck and buyers are backing out of deals. But why? So I've identified three major reasons. So first is rising interest rates. Higher mortgage costs have completely killed demand. Number two, delays in construction. Some projects were delayed by 2 years or more in many cases. And number three, plummeting condo values. Banks are now valuing units 10 to 30% below the original purchase price. Now that last one is a disaster. So let's say you bought a unit in 2021 for $800,000. Fast forward to today and the bank appraises it at $650,000. The bank won't lend based on the original price. They'll only lend based on today's market value. So that means you need to come up with an extra $150,000 in cash or walk away. And thousands of buyers are facing this exact problem. So let's look at this article from the Globe and Mail. This purchaser bought a pre-con unit in 2020 for $2.2 million. Now the developer delayed closing by 2 years, but when the building was done, the unit was only appraised at $1.6 million. So the buyer had to come up with an extra $595,000 out of pocket to close. So his options, pay and be underwater from day one, walk away and lose his $400,000 deposit. And he says right here, by walking away, he actually could save money. Now, he's not alone. Buyers across Toronto are in the same sinking boat. But if you're in a pre-construction deal right now, what should you do? So if you're locked into a pre-con deal and are struggling to close, here's how to try and protect yourself. So first up, and this is the most important step, is negotiate with the developer. Developers don't want empty units. Some are offering extensions, incentives, or price adjustments, and some developers are even offering blanket appraisals. So what's a blanket appraisal? So developers will partner with a bank to appraise all of the units in the building at the original contract price. This lets buyers secure financing even when market values drop. But it only works if the bank agrees. Now, number two is explore alternative financing. If the bank says no, a mortgage broker might say yes. Brokers have access to alternative lenders and B lenders with different approval criteria. So Some buyers are even using vendor take-back mortgages directly from the developer. And what's a VTB, or a vendor take-back mortgage? This is when a developer becomes the lender and finances part of the purchase. So instead of borrowing from a bank, you borrow directly from the builder. I mean, this isn't common, but in a slow market, some developers might be open to doing it. And then the last option is walk away. I mean, this is if all else fails, but you've got to be strategic. So if your unit is down more than 20% in value, it might make more sense to walk away because generally you have about 20% in deposit sitting there. But before you do, consult a real estate lawyer because developers can still sue you for damages beyond your deposit. So, while some buyers are trapped, others are also starting to get the best deals in years. Now, if you're a buyer that's been waiting to buy, this is where the opportunities are. So let's look at the first opportunity, assignment sales. Investors are offloading some of these contracts at a loss, and this is where the real deals are. Number two, there's the resale market. I mean, resale condos have generally been cheaper than pre-construction. That's been happening for years, and we're seeing the gap spread even wider. So there's also tons of inventory and you have leverage in negotiations and sellers are motivated. And then number three, developer incentives on certain pre-construction projects. I mean, I recently had a deal where my clients got almost 90% of the upgrades and credits that they requested approved. Now, it was after some back and forth, but the market is forcing developers to negotiate. So, how do you find the best deals? So this market is not the time to go in blind. When everything was just going up, it was easy. You could buy any pre-con unit, wait a few years and make money, but those days are gone. Now, you need to know exactly what you're buying, where you're buying, and who you're buying from. Because here's the thing, not all condos are created equal. And not all agents are the same. Condo expertise matters. So let's put it this way. You wouldn't go to a podiatrist for a stomachache, right? I mean, the same thing goes for real estate. You need the right specialist. So too many buyers work with generalist agents who don't actually understand the condo market. They don't know which developers have a history of delivering quality units and which ones cut corners. They don't know which buildings have bad management, high fees, or lawsuits tied to them, and they certainly don't know which units are actually a good deal in this market. That's why working with the right agent is critical. So you need an agent who knows the buildings, not just on paper, but the real reputation of each building. You also need an agent who knows the developers. Some developers always deliver high quality condos, others, not so much. And then you need an agent who understands the market trends, what's actually happening in the market beyond the headlines. Then you also want location-specific data because a Google search won't tell you everything that's going on in a neighborhood or a city. So that's why condo-specific knowledge matters more than ever. With so much inventory sitting on the market, knowing how to negotiate is key. Understanding condo documents, reserve funds, and maintenance fee structures can make or break a deal. I mean, some buildings are seeing major special assessments, which are unexpected costs that can sink your investment. And let's be real, Toronto's condo market is massive. You need someone who knows the product and the neighborhoods inside out. And I mean, this is where I can toot my own horn, and this is where I come in. I started my career selling condos in downtown Toronto and King West, and now I live and work in West Toronto. So if you're looking for a condo anywhere from Leslieville to Yonge and Eglinton over to Kipling and Bloor, I mean, I've got you covered. So if you're buying, let's make sure you're getting a deal. And if you're already in a pre-construction deal and you're feeling stuck, I mean, let's book a call and let's talk about your options. We can usually work through these things together. I have a lot of contacts with mortgage brokers and lawyers who might be able to give you a hand. Okay, so let's recap everything. Toronto's pre-construction condo market has changed. So buyers are walking away from deals, values are dropping, and developers are struggling to sell. So again, if you're locked into a pre-construction deal, you have options. negotiate with the developer, explore alternative financing options, or walk away. But again, only if the numbers make sense. Now, if you're a buyer in this market, you have a ton of opportunities. So first up is assignment sales below market value. And then next, resale condos with way more negotiating power. And finally, if you're still looking at that pre-con, developers are handing out incentives left and right. But here's the thing. Buying the right unit still matters, and negotiating the right price matters. And then lastly, having the right agent matters. And that's where I come in. I can provide you real data right now, and I can also let you know what a property should sell for. Or you can also check out our AI-powered valuation tool at Valery.ca and get real data instantly. So if you're trying to decide if you should hold or sell, our AI tool can give you a sense of what your condo is worth today. Don't guess and get the numbers. Then also, let's talk. Would you buy a pre-construction deal right now? Or if you're in a deal and need advice, we can also chat. And again, thanks for watching this video, and always remember to like and subscribe for more market insights, because the Toronto market, it's changed and it's always changing. And I'll make sure you stay ahead of it. Thanks again for watching. Peace out.